You're in your 20s. You're young, ambitious, and full of dreams. But here's the truth. Your 20s are also a dangerous time for your finances. Why? Because one wrong decision can haunt you for decades. You might be thinking, come on, it's just a few years. What's the worst that can happen? Well, stick around because today I'm about to show you the 5 biggest money mistakes you could be making right now and how to avoid them before they sabotage your future. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what traps to avoid and how to start building a financial future that sets you up for success. So, grab your coffee, lean in, and let's talk money. All right, let's kick this off with one of the biggest mistakes you could ever make: ignoring compound interest. If you're not investing yet, or worse, if you think you can just wait a few years, I have some hard truths for you. Here's the thing: compound interest is often referred to as the eighth wonder of the world. And yet, so many people in their 20s fail to take advantage of it. Why? Because the magic of compound interest works best when you start early. A small amount invested now can grow exponentially over the next decade, but waiting until you're 30 or 40 means you've already lost the most critical time window. Think about it. If you invest just $200 a month starting at age 22, by the time you're 32, you'll have around $50,000 just from regular, consistent investing. But if you wait until you're 30 to start, it'll take you way more money to catch up. Let me ask you, would you rather be chasing your goals in your 30s or let your money chase you? Don't wait for your future self to send you a thanks letter from a retirement beach. Start now. If you're making more money now than you were a few years ago, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that you can afford everything you've been dreaming about. Fancy restaurants, designer clothes, the latest tech gadgets. But here's the cold, hard truth. Living above your means is a fast track to debt and stress. Your 20s might feel like a time for indulgence, but remember this: luxury today means financial pain tomorrow. If you're not budgeting and prioritizing saving, the debt will pile up quicker than you can say credit card balance. And trust me, that interest will haunt you for years to come. Instead, be smarter. Live below your means. Focus on building savings and investing in things that appreciate, like real estate or stock portfolios, not liabilities like cars or designer bags. If you can't buy the new iPhone without needing a second job, then maybe it's time for a tech detox. Trust me, your future self will thank you. All right, this next mistake is a huge one: not having an emergency fund. You know that feeling when you drop your phone and it cracks? Now imagine that's your car breaking down, or worse, you lose your job. In your 20s, you may think, I'll figure it out later. But life happens. And when it does, an emergency fund is your financial safety net. Experts recommend having 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved up. Sounds like a lot? It is. But it's even scarier to imagine not having that cushion when an unexpected expense comes your way. I'm talking about the car repair, the medical bill, or the time you get laid off, and suddenly you're scrambling. So do yourself a favor. Start small, but start now. Even if it's just $50 a month, get that emergency fund rolling. You'll feel invincible knowing you've got a financial cushion that lets you handle the unexpected without spiraling into panic mode. Pro tip: it's much better to have that emergency fund before you're crying at the ATM when you can't afford to buy lunch because your debit card got declined. Trust me. Here's a mistake most young people don't think about: not fully using your employer benefits. Okay, I get it. Working 9 to 5 might not feel glamorous, but guess what? Your employer could be giving you a golden ticket that you're not cashing in on. 401k matching, health insurance, stock options, or even high tuition reimbursement. If your employer offers a 401k match and you're not taking full advantage of it, you're literally leaving free money on the table. And don't get me started on health insurance. In your 20s, you might feel invincible, but trust me, a sudden medical emergency can drain your bank account if you're not prepared. Imagine getting a raise that you didn't even have to work for because that 401k match? That's exactly what it is. Free money. The final mistake is arguably the most dangerous: avoiding financial education. If you're not reading books, listening to podcasts, or learning about money management, you're setting yourself up for failure. Let's face it, money won't just show up at your doorstep with a note saying, "Congrats, you're rich." You have to actively learn.